Hi, everybody. I'm Lissa. I am 15 years old, and as you can see, I already have a lot of life in my years. And if you want to know how it all got that bad and how it influenced my path in life, stay with me. It happened many years ago when I was really little. There was a gas explosion in my parents' friend's house, and I happened to be standing nearby. I can hardly remember that day, actually, but I have to look at the consequences in the mirror every single day. My mother has always tried to encourage me, saying, "Everyone will like you for who you are inside. Be sweet and nice to people, and they will love you." Of course, I used to have some problems at school because of the situation with my face when I was a child, but everything got much worse when I became a teenager. All my friends at school started to care about their appearance. They'd talk about makeup, dresses, and boys. Somebody was even dating a guy. All of those things were absolutely impossible for me. I was so jealous and devastated that I just couldn't even smile or pretend to be happy for my girlfriends anymore. We totally lost touch, and a little later, I found myself all alone. I still put on my lovely smile when I was at home so that my parents would keep on thinking that I was doing just fine. It seemed like there was nobody in the world who could share my grief. But then I noticed Simon, a guy from another class. He had a big scar on his face, just like Scar in The Lion King. But he didn't seem to worry about it at all. He was always totally positive and self-confident. That's the person who's right for me. We're so similar, I thought. He didn't know me, so I tried my best to make small talk with him, and he was even pretty nice to me at first. But in actuality, not very interested. But I was blindly in love and kept on trying. At some point, I was being too annoying, and he just exploded. He said he would never, ever date me under any circumstances, and asked me to leave him alone. I was so shocked and broken that I felt like I had gotten another scar, but on my heart. It turned out that my mother's be nice system wasn't really working anymore. So it was high time to change something. I started with my outfits. Goodbye fancy dresses. Hello rock shirts and biker jackets. No more cute smiles and, "Of course I will help you out with your test" situations. This good girl had gone bad. My classmates and ex-friends were shocked, but there were some guys who were impressed, though some people might think they were not the best choice of company. Frankly speaking, my new friends were mostly roughed-up hooligans, but they accepted me. They all had their own scars. We hung out after school and did a lot of fun stuff. We skipped classes together, made fun of other students, and we were lucky not to be caught red-handed. I had a spotless reputation, so I didn't have any problem getting my teachers to believe my excuses. As time passed, I became the gang leader, and I appreciated my new status a lot. Once, one of my friends showed up completely covered with bruises. It turns out that he had gotten into a fight with, guess who? Simon and his friends. It didn't take me long to make a decision. My desire for revenge outweighed any school rules. I knew that Simon loved basketball. He was one of the best players at school, and we could see him practicing on the school courts every day, getting ready for an extremely important upcoming game. On the day of the game, we ambushed Simon in the restroom and locked him in the closet. That was the worst thing we could do to him, but not just him, actually. Our team lost that game, and you can bet that all the players, students, and the teachers were furious when they found out who was responsible for all of this. Of course, Simon gave us away. That was not the worst. All of our parents got an unpleasant call that evening, and they were called into school. My parents were stunned. They didn't have the slightest idea that their little girl was turning more into the school bully every time she left home. It was deadly silent in the car when my parents and I were on our way back from the principal's office. Later that evening, my mom came into my room and tried to talk to me. She didn't seem angry at all, but more confused than anything else. She suggested going to a therapist. I didn't say a word. After she left my room, I burst into tears. Now my mother saw me as a monster like everyone else. The fun was over. My friends and I were not allowed to spend time together on our breaks anymore. Our teachers were tracking our every move. And again, I was left all alone with my inner world that my mom was so sure everybody would love. One day I was sitting in the school cafeteria having my lunch when somebody behind my back asked, "Can I sit here?" To my surprise, it was Simon. I thought he was going to gloat and mock me, but he just said that he wanted to be friends with me. He admitted that he didn't like me when I was a shy girl with an awkward smile, but he had no idea how strong my personality actually was. He couldn't believe that I was able to be the leader of a group and to stand by my friend's side. I couldn't believe it. Could it be true that Simon didn't want to date me because of my personality and that he didn't care about my scars? Well, to tell you the truth, Simon and I have neither become good friends nor a couple. But you know what I'm learning from this? We're all scarred in our own way, and we shouldn't expect people around us to understand us or to be sorry for us. You are the only one who is responsible for your happiness and harmony, and you are the only one who can control your situation. The way you react to it determines the way people around you react to you. Have you ever had an experience like this? How do you usually cope with your sorrows and scars? I'm looking forward to reading your stories in the comments. If you want to talk about it with your friends or parents, you can share my story with them. What doesn't kill us makes us stronger.